Hi everybody. So today I'm going to show you how to solve quadratics using square roots. So your goal is going to be to get x squared alone or a parentheses squared alone, right? And this is pretty much what it's saying. And since we went over the discriminant yesterday, right? If our d is greater than 0, that means we're going to have two real solutions. If d equals 0, you're only going to have one x-intercept. And if it's less than 0, you're going to have no real solutions, right? Because when you get to algebra 2, you'll start working with imaginary numbers. So let's try the first example. So again, we need to get x squared alone. So I'm going to add 27 to both sides. Divide by 3. So x equals the square root of 9, which means it's plus or minus 3, right? So we have two real solutions. And remember, because if our square root is greater than 0, we should have two real solutions. Remember, whenever you're solving, if you take the square root, it's always plus or minus, only when you're solving. And here's the reason why, right? If you square negative 3, you still get 9. Just like if you square 3, you get 9. So that's why the answer is plus or minus 3. All right, let's try another one. So let's add 10. Add 10, x squared equals 0. So x equals the square root of 0. Since my radical equals 0, we're only going to have one solution, one x-intercept. So again, let's get x squared alone. So remember, you can't take the square root of a negative number, so there's no real solution. Okay, so up here, now we have a binomial squared, and as long as we get our binomial squared alone, we're good. And the opposite of squaring something is taking the square root of both sides. When I take the square root of this side, I'm left with x minus 1 equals, what's the square root of 25? Plus or minus 5, right? It's not just 5. Let's add 1. So x is going to equal 5 plus 1, and x is going to equal negative 5 plus 1. So I'm going to have two possible solutions. And if you ever want, you can always plug those back in to see if it really going to work. Because if it doesn't work, then it's extraneous. So like negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5. Negative 5 in parentheses squared is 25. Plug in 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. 5 squared is also 25. So those actually both work. All right, so the next one, again, I'm going to add 13. Add 13. 4x squared equals 28, divide by 4, x squared equals 7. So x is the square root of 7, plus or minus. So use your calculator, it comes out to 2.65 approximately. All right, let's try one more problem. If I'm going too fast, you can always go back and watch the video again. Feel free to pause it and try the problems by yourself. So the area of an equilateral triangle with side lengths s is given by this formula. Solve the formula for s. So we need to somehow get s alone. So first thing I'm going to do is get rid of my fraction. I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. Right? And then how do I get s alone? I'm going to divide by radical 3. And to get s alone, I'm going to take the square root of both sides. And then it actually says, then approximate the side length of the traffic sign that has an area of 390 square inches. So now I'm going to plug in 390 for A, which is my area. And let's use a calculator. Give you a second. Feel free to pause this so you can do this math. Make sure you plug it in properly. And it should come out to approximately 30 inches. Okay? Alright, so feel free to watch the video again. glue these into your interactive notebook, and then this is your classwork / homework. Okay? Bye, guys.